Alright, what is happening, YouTubers? S4J finally back again, bringing you the coolest battles of yesterday and today, right? So I have a great battle against Shofu that I have to showcase to you guys today. If you guys know anything about Avi manipulation, please PM me, feel free. I'm trying to fix the colors because I'm trying to recreate Ash as he was during the Sinnoh League. So, please, if anybody knows, just tell me. Anyway, Shofu switches right out into Starmie, I guess, predicting the Toxic since it has the natural cure, and he could threaten me with the Thunderbolt. Knowing full well that a Thunderbolt won't finish the Politoed off, he switches right out into Jirachi, after seeing that I do have the Hidden Power Grass, right? Which is nice. I have my suspicions about Jirachi, but he goes for the substitute. I'm like, oh my gosh, let me just probably try to keep attacking this thing so he doesn't probably get off a Calm Minds, which I think he is. And since he's running Rain, I'll have to assume that he's running Thunder also, but I guess he's just trying to set up for later Pokemon in a sense. So it's like, wow, he's just setting up on me, and Hydro Pump is inaccurate. So I can't, as much as I do want to stay in with the Politoed and make sure he probably doesn't get off his free substitute and another Calm Mind, and you know, just to make sure that he doesn't have a substitute and be able to get off an attack at the same time, I'm going to be able to switch off a Scissor. But you know, it's like my earlier theory kind of contradicted itself, because he is going to get off an attack and have a substitute at the same time. So I get him for a Bug Bite, right? And as he goes for the Water Pulse, fortunately for me, I don't get confused and or get hit by confusion, nothing like that. So he's going to go for the Thunder. I survive, get paralyzed. Hopefully here I go for the Bug Bite, just inflicted a little bit of damage, but I get lucky. Very, very lucky. Critical hit, Bug Bite, and that's a very good, potent threat out the way. So my Scissors looking pretty good, but unfortunately he brings in the Thunderous, right? Knowing full well that he was going to go for a support move, I take this time, I'll go for the Swords Dance, but I was like, got fully paralyzed. I have no choice but to hope that Bullet Punch is able to take out the sub at least, so I can bring in something and not be necessarily too afraid of it being inflicted with any kind of damage before it takes down the Thunderous. Being that Thunderous, I'll have to probably go for the go through Thunderous's substitute before I get to Thunderous, and you know, Thunderous is a potent threat. So what I tried to do is, instead of bringing my Jirachi, right, because my Jirachi does have the substitute, does have Thunder also, I bring in the Thunderous, knowing full well that, you know, it's like it's going to be a speed type variation, which I could just like sub up and then attack, and he could do the same thing. And I know full well that I'm going to have the advantage in this case because I initially came in with more HP than my opponent has at the moment. So it's like, okay, as long as I'm able to time the leftovers recovery, I'm able to tell who gets to attack first, who wins the speed tie in a sense. Since he recovered leftovers first, I'm going to assume that he's going to be able to attack first, so I'm going to go for the substitute as he dishes out damage to me, right? So I'm like, he breaks the sub, and now let's see who recovers first. I recover first, so I guess the roles switch in the sense, if you guys paid close attention to that. But unfortunately, I guess I made a mistake. I guess I thought I didn't know I wasn't able to time it as well as I thought I did, and I did Thunder. I'm like, okay, I was predicting him actually to go for the substitute now, but then he goes for the Thunder and finishes me off there. So that's a potent threat out of the way for him. He's looking pretty great, and now he's going to switch out into Ferrothorn. On my switch out to Jirachi, right? He gets fully paralyzed, but you know, it's a Ferrothorn. It's not going to take too much damage, and I don't even pack Fire Punch. Even if I did pack Fire Punch, you know, it wouldn't necessarily do too much damage. He goes out to Thunderous, either predicting a switch or predicting me to go for a Fire Punch, knowing full well that Fire Punch will be nullified since it's in the rain. Goes straight out into Ferrothorn back again because he didn't set up the spikes or anything like that, or he set up any entry hazards in that sense. Knowing full well that if I had the Fire Punch, I would have went straight for it at that time. I don't have anything to take out this Ferrothorn, and when I saw that team preview, that's the main threat that I was really afraid of. He goes for the Stuff Rock now as a switch out into Landorus, right? I'm going to try to threaten it a little bit because I know he has the Thunderous and the Tornadus, so I'm just going to immediately switch out into, I'm going to switch my moves, go out and use Stone Edge, right? So he goes for the Gyro Ball, and Gyro Ball gets a little bit more base power since he's fully paralyzed, being that he's more slower. So he inflicts a little bit more damage to me. So I see it's a 2-hit KO, right? I'm thinking like, okay, he probably might go for another Gyro Ball or Power Whip, predicting a switch or something like that. He gets fully paralyzed, which is amazing as I go for the +2, and it's prediction time. So I'm gonna go and use Stone Edge, predicting him to go out to Tornadus. I was like, yes, or Thunderous, or something like that. I was like, amazing. But unfortunately for me, I'm gonna miss the Stone Edge, and Thunderous is still laughing in my face, knowing full well that it's faster than me, and Rain is still up. I know he's gonna probably go for the Hurricane if he has it, or if he's physical, he'll probably go for something else, maybe Acrobatics, something like that. So I switch out to Jirachi, right? And knowing full well that, you know, Thunderous can't necessarily do anything or too much to Jirachi. He's gonna switch right back into Ferrothorn, and this Ferrothorn is a pain on my side, ladies and gentlemen. I probably know it's set already, and even so, I have to assume that it's Stealth Rock Spikes, Gyro Ball, and Power Whip or something like that. So it's like really potent and, you know, really difficult for me to try to handle this with my, you know, the current setup that I have at this moment. The only thing I could probably do is maybe try to stall it out. I mean, I do have Cloyster, but in order to bring in Cloyster, and I noticed that since I brought in Cloyster, the only thing that he has potentially to stop Cloyster after a Shell Smash is the Ferrothorn. But I'm gonna try to inflict a little bit of damage to it. He does sort of how it finishes off my Landorus, right? And my Landorus Slice of Dust, and that was an unfortunate switch on my behalf, actually. Probably should have did something else. Go into Politoed, right? Probably trying to go for the obvious Focus Blast. Maybe he might want to reserve Ferrothorn. Maybe because he knows this too, because he has he saw the Cloyster. He's going to be quite wary of that. The only problem with me bringing in Cloyster is that Cloyster has so many weaknesses to the majority of his team. It's going to be hard to set up a Shell Smash right away. So he gets fully paralyzed. I'm sorry, no, he actually misses the Power Whip, right? And he misses again, which is amazing. So now it's prediction time. I'm going to switch my moves, go into Ice Beam, predicting him to try to reserve his Ferrothorn for later on, knowing full well that Ferrothorn will die to another Focus Blast. He predicts me pretty well to switch my moves, and he hits me with the Power Whip. He's able to finish off my Politoed, and now here it is. Here's the moment of truth. I have to hope that he misses Power Whip and or gets fully paralyzed at this turn. I know it looks newbie at this moment for me to go for a Shell Smash, decreasing my defense and all that stuff, considering that I am weak against grass type moves, but I have to be able to not get hit. But unfortunately, he gets the hit through the paralysis, and my Cloyster bites the dust. So we're only here. He still has 5 of his guys left, and now the only thing that I have to do to potentially win this battle, considering that his ability is the Iron Bars, and if I physically hit it, which I only have physical moves, I'm not the Calm Mind or any kind of set like that, is the Iron Bars. So he's going to be able to recover a little bit more HP than I am going to be able to dish out, or maybe not actually, because I think one Iron Head, or I think one Iron Head equates up to one leftovers recovery as it recovers with the 6%. But maybe that was just maximum damage right there. So he's going to get hit me with the Power, right? If I were him personally, I would have actually saved my attacks for later on. If, you know, just assuming that you want to stay in with the Ferrothorn. But, you know, it's getting a little bit tiresome. Thankfully, he doesn't have the Leech Seed, which will probably potentially make this battle impossible. And considering a Star War or something like that, I know he's not necessarily too much of a fan of Star Wars. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to thwart his, I'm going to play a little bit of mind game here, right? I'm just going to go for the Stealth Rock. No full well, you know, Stealth Rock won't do anything at this point, right? So he's going to see me trying to PowerPoint stall him out. He's got 5 other guys left. Switches out into Starmie, predict that nicely, go for the Thunder, finishes Starmie off, right? Which is great. So I know he's going to bring in something else. This Jirachi potentially is more special defensive than it is has physical bulk. So he's bringing in the Politoed. Hits me for a hard Hydro Pump in the rain. I got a little bit afraid of that. Does over half, and I have to hope that this Thunder kills and or gets a paralysis here. And I got so happy I go for another Thunder. But in this case, what I actually should have done was take this time, go for the Iron Head just to maximize my recovery potential with the leftovers, recover a little bit more. But I got so happy with that paralysis, I'm like, I'm not Thunderous. I'm like, Politoed has to die right away. He brings in Thunderous now, as I was trying to say before. Inflicts me with a Thunder, which is nice. Does kind of, you know, potential amount of damage, and I get a critical hit and a paralysis here. I go for the Iron Head, hoping that, you know, maybe my Iron Head won't be able to take it out or something like that. But unfortunately, he does take it out. It does take it out, and I'm not able to recover as much leftovers as I did think of doing the Iron Head. You know, the Power Flinch thing a little too late. I should have actually done it with the Politoed to maximize my damage I'm sorry, to maximize our recovery. He goes for the Focus Blast. I was survived by 7 HP. Amazing. Able to take this thing out with the Thunder. And I'm making a hell of a comeback. All I have to hope for, since it's Rachi and Ferrothorn, is that he gets fully paralyzed here. I'm able to probably go for Iron Bombs, and then maybe I could just probably call this a draw. But unfortunately for me, he hits the Gyro Ball, and that was definitely a great game. So viewers, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. Definitely having a lot of fun. Check me out. Check Shofu out. Amazing. Peace. Alright guys, so for today, for Pokemon Minigame Nostalgia, we are going to tackle none other than one of the most annoying gym leaders that Pokemon Gold and Silver has to offer. And she goes by the name of Brittany. Just hearing that name. Anyway, if you guys know about her, she is the normal type gym leader in Gold and Silver, right? She's going to have a Clefairy, almost like Clefable, Clefairy and Miltank. So this Clefairy is not too much of a big deal. It's her Miltank that just causes everybody to just go AWOL, you know, where her you know, powers in this game is concerned or whatever. So we're gonna start things off with a Bellsprout. Go with that that nice sleep powder. Yes, indeed. So I believe that I want to go for that growth. And if you guys notice the change in difference between Gen 1 and Gen 2, they have now separated the special. So now special is no longer just a collaboration between special attack and special defense. It is now separated between special attack and special defense. So once you use growth, the attack, it just increases the special attack. You know, I like how they changed that in 5th gen. Now they increased the attack and the special attack and growth. I think that's pretty badass, if you ask me. So I'm just gonna go for Vine Whip after getting +3 with the special attack races, whatever that I've been doing with growth. And I think it looks like a nice 2-hit KO. I wonder if I could do the same thing against Miltank. I wonder, you know, the damage that Vine Whip did against Clefairy wasn't necessarily too satisfying in my opinion, and I know Miltank is more physical oriented than special oriented. So I'm like, okay, you know, but you know, I have a Geodude. I do have a Geodude. It's fine. I have the Geodude. Yes, indeed. She's just gonna start with her shenanigans with the rollout, right? So that's the first, you know, little bit of damage. Here we go. The game decides to mess me up a little bit. Go with the sleep powder, miss it. And the rollout is continuously damaging me. If I get hit one more time with the rollout, it's just gonna be it. And I have to stare at like a rollout that's been accumulated by ×3. As you know, rollout does increase in damage output the more times you use it in succession. So I'm gonna hit her with the Vine Whip. It looks like an easy 3-hit KO. She could just stay asleep for one more turn. But if you guys look at the video, you guys can tell what happens. She wakes up. Look at the amount of time that we have left over in the video. She wakes up, gets the stomp off, stomped on my behind, and I am done. And one of the most annoying things about this Miltank is not only that it has roll out, but this support move that I'm thinking like, okay, you know, she's stuck into roll out. No, goes to that milk drink. And I'm like, wow, I got a whole bunch of physical guys on my squad, man. If you keep doing that, I'm going to be here forever. I don't have any, like, you know, Geodude doesn't get bulk up or Swords Dance and nothing like that, man. What am I going to do? So she's going to go for the rollout again. I'm like, okay, this is nice. Maybe I could, like, probably go for the defense curl, even though I resist it, being that I am part ground. This is a rock type move. And plus, she doesn't necessarily get stabbed from it. But, like, I like how I'm analyzing this whole gym battle. I mean, this battle does deserve an analytical analysis, because it's just crazy. Analytical. That's it. You guys definitely had a lot of fun. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and peace. What you doing?